Arisa burst into the palace, determined to talk to the Emperor calmly and rationally, even though she is fuming right now. She comes across Leonhardt, who asks why she is in such a hurry. Leonhardt tells her to go home, but she refuses, saying that she would not listen to him just because he's her brother. He tells her that if she went to visit the Emperor, she would only get hurt. When she asks the reason, he tells her that the Emperor has no feelings for her whatsoever. He only used her to get rid of the other women who approached him and use her because she was convenient. Arisa listens to him with great shock and tells him she is still gonna see the Emperor. She would only be sure if she hears these words from the Emperor himself. Leonhardt watches her leave and comments that she's only setting herself up to get hurt. Arisa arrives in front of the door, but the Shadow Assassins tell her that she's not allowed to enter because the Emperor ordered to not let the outsiders in. She gets angry and tells them to tell the Emperor that she is here. The Shadow Assassins leave to notify the Emperor while she stands outside, thinking that the Emperor would never shut her out. The Shadow Assassins tell him that she may enter for a brief moment, so she happily enters and greets the Emperor. When the Emperor finds that she has no purpose to visit, he tells her not to come unannounced, for they do not have that kind of relationship. She snaps, saying that she was going to be the Empress, but the Emperor says he had no such intentions. Arisa leaves crying, but comes across Alon and threatens her to snatch what she has because she did the same. Alon gives her a warning to not hurt her loved ones, or she would pay the price. However, Arisa is determined to not give up. Alver finds out that the one living in the Wind Palace is Alon, and she is the Emperor's weakness. He plans to use her and the Crescent family against the Emperor, but since Leonhardt is loyal to the Emperor, they can use Arisa for that purpose. Alon thinks that the Emperor had been cheating on Arisa with her, and he plans to play with both of them and cast them aside later. She goes to talk to the Emperor, but he says that he's going to destroy the House Crescent because he does not need them anymore. She asks if doing it is alright since they helped him rise to the throne. The Emperor tells her that they were only using him for their own interest, but the fact that Leonhardt likes the land bothers the Emperor the most. Alon decides to not interfere in his decisions, but tells him that cheating is bad and scolds him for not ending things with Arisa. The Emperor admits his mistakes, and she tells him to not come close to her or the children for the time being. The Emperor finds it funny the way she talked about cheating, and he is glad that she did not ask any questions, because she should only know enough to feel sympathy for him. Alon on her way back talks to herself, thinking that she only diverted the topic towards cheating, because she did not want to know about his past, as that would make her sway, and she would not be able to leave him. The children look at Alon and worry that she looks down. They think that since the Emperor has not been around lately, that might be the reason. Maleka appears and asks if they can help her. They bring gifts in front of Alon, telling her that the Emperor sent them. Alon thinks that he's sending these because he cannot come physically to see them, but he will soon visit on the context that he misses them. Gifts keep coming every day, and Alon shouts on the amount of gifts he's sending her. She wonders if he is seriously not coming to see them because she told him to. She thinks that the Emperor is slowly changing. Meanwhile, she is still lingering on the past when he gave her a hard time. She decides to face the situation head-on because she is not a coward, but first she needs to know what happened to the Emperor when he was younger. She remembers that Kyle's mother was a maid, so her marriage to the previous Emperor would have caused opposition. She notices that the objects in the Wind Palace are well reserved and the servants only clean the areas that they are using, so the Emperor must have really loved his mother and that this place is full of memories for him. She enters the room he used as a child and notices a fairy tale with a happy ending written on the wall. She wonders if it was his dream to have a happy ending. The Emperor appears behind her and tells her that he is here to deliver presents. He tells her that he is planning to announce the children as the Imperial family, so this many presents are nothing. When the Emperor asks why she's snooping around and assumes that she's trying to find a way to escape, she tells him she's not going to escape and that she was looking for his traces of the past and she wants to know more about him. He says to ask him if she wants to find out, or is she afraid that it will bring him pain. He tells her that all of his emotions from his past have faded away. However, she tells him that the pain one experiences helps to grow, so she wants to know about his painful experiences. The Emperor tells her that those are all just bitter memories, but she wants to know anyway. The Emperor says that she's been stubborn for a long time, and Alon finds it unfair that he knows so much about her. He tells her that when he was younger, there was a group of assassins who kidnapped kids, train them to assassinate, brainwash them, make them take drugs, and torture them. Luckily, he was able to return to his senses, but kept following orders to sharpen his knives and got rid of everyone who hurt him one day. When Alon comments that it was terrible, he tells her that it is why he said that she would regret it if she heard. But Alon does not regret. She wanted to turn back time and comfort him. She tells him that for the safety of the children, they will not become a part of the royal family, but the Emperor tells her otherwise. She is determined to keep her children safe, and she hugs the Emperor, telling him that he survived well, and the Emperor finds it unpredictable. The agent of the House Crescent comes to visit Alver in a bar. He assumes that since she came all the way here, she must really hate the Emperor. The agent says that she wants to get someone out of the Imperial Palace. Alver tells her that it's easy, but he might be chased by the people from the palace for the rest of his life. She tells him not to worry, as that person is a commoner and would not cause trouble. Alver understands that they are just using him as bait, but decides to go along with it, asking where that person is staying. She tells him that the person is staying at the Wind Palace, a woman with pink hair. Alver smiles after hearing that. The agent gives him the information and the advance payment and tells him that they wish to bring out the woman and the children, but kidnapping the woman is the top priority. Alver agrees and tells her that it may take time because they have to prepare. Arisa praises the agent Sarah and tells her to finish the man once he does the job. Sarah gets scared, but Arisa reassures her and tells her that she would sit with her on the Empress's throne. Leonard finds it suspicious the way the rebels are moving. He knows that they need sponsorship, but are still ignoring his warnings. He is sure that they are targeting the Emperor, but are not fools enough to blindly attack him. He realizes that they might be planning to attack the residents of the Wind Palace and decides to pay more attention to Alon. The Emperor hugs Alon from behind. She asks if something happened, but he says he only wanted to hug her. Leonard watches them hug and grits his teeth. He wonders why Alon is being nice to him. Alon tells him to stop hugging and to stop sending her presents. She also reminds him that he is forbidden from seeing her. The Emperor leaves, but Alon finds his obedient behavior strange. He was also acting weird today, so she cannot figure out what he is thinking. Leonhard calls out to Alon, but before she can reply, Maleka comes forward and stops him, because the Emperor ordered to not let anyone in the Wind Palace. Alon tells her that she will talk to him for a moment. She does not call him by his first name because the Emperor wants to destroy the Crescent family, so she has to obey the Emperor and draw a line between her and Leonhard. Leonhard tells her to be careful because it is dangerous right now. Alon tells him that she already knows that the people who are targeting the Empress position are trying to eliminate her, and thanks him for his constant attention, but tells him not to pay her any more attention. He asks if she thinks that he cannot help her and shouts why she's putting distance between them. Alon tells him to keep his voice down for someone might hear him. She tells him that she's worried that he will be in danger if he keeps in touch with her. However, he says that he will not give up on her regardless. When she turns to leave, Leonhard grabs her hand and asks if she's doing this because of the Emperor. Alon gets angry and tells him to not meet again. She returns to her room, resting on the bed. She ponders about Alon and the Emperor being weird. She wakes up in a dream to find the Emperor there and tells him not to appear in her dreams. The Emperor tells her to come closer and look at him. She refuses, but the Emperor says that he took his clothes off for her. She retaliates by saying that she did not ask him to do this. The Emperor takes her hand and kisses it while she thinks that the relationship would have been different if he was not the Emperor. She tells him that he is as nice as ever, and the Emperor replies that he will be nice and tells her not to worry. The Emperor comes closer to her and she wakes up falling from the ground. She remembers the dream and realizes it was a real dream. Maleka enters the room after hearing the loud scream to find Alon on the floor. She finds that Alon sprained her wrist and calls the Imperial doctor. Alon is afraid that the doctor is that man, and she was right. Alon is blank after seeing the doctor and asks if there's no other doctor in the palace. Maleka tells her that there is, but he is the best doctor. The doctor tells her that the Emperor came to see him in a hurry, so he put everything aside and came rushing. He bandages her hand, telling her that she sprained her wrist and it will take a week to get better. The Emperor arrives to visit her but does not enter the room. Alon goes to inquire about him and tells her because she denied him visits, so he needs her permission. He asks how she got hurt and Alon blurts out it's his fault because he came to her in a dream last night. He tells her that he's been keeping his promise of not getting into her dreams and asks if she saw him in the dream. Alon denies, but he keeps asking what he did in the dream. He comes closer to her and asks if he also did something like this in the dream. Alon pushes him away, but he says that he can do anything she wants, but Alon does not want anything. A carriage stops in front of the palace gates. The guards inspect it and find that it is the regular man who brings goods into the palace. They ask about the person sitting next to him, but Alvear introduces himself as the man's nephew who came to help his uncle. The guards let the carriage go after inspection. The man looks nervous, but Alvear tells him to relax. They will bring his grandson back and let him escape after the work is done. The Emperor gets reported that Count Hesse will follow his orders. He wants Count Hesse to adopt Elan so that no one talks about her origin. He wants the children in Elan to have strong authority. Elan dreams of the Emperor again, and he calls her a cute rabbit. She wonders why she always dreams of the Emperor. He comes closer to her, but she wakes up when someone shouts about fire. She gets out of the room to go to the children, but finds Maleka with the children. Maleka tells her that there's a fire in the storage room. They are putting it out, but are not successful because someone poured oil. Elan realizes that this is intentional arson and asks Maleka to give her a sword because she wants to protect the children in case of a crisis. Elan explains the situation to the children and tells them to hide, like before, while hugging her. She tells them not to resist if someone finds them because they can get hurt. Maleka hands her a sword and tells her that she's going to survey the premises in case of an intruder and leaves. Maleka gets ready to fight and orders someone to stand in front of the door where Elan is and to not let the intruders escape. Two men come forward and tell her to get out of the way. She uses the sword to slash them both, telling them that they made a mistake. A person appears behind her, telling her that the intruders are better than expected. They keep ending people, so that means there's an enemy inside. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and press that bell icon to know about our latest videos.